This is video number 5, and back to the cell phone usage. Again, students understand that it is your responsibility to put those phones up once you're in the classroom. If the teacher sees you on your phone um, and they ask you to turn the phone in, you must turn your cell phone in. Uh, if if you refuse, then that's going to lead to other issues. So please make sure that you give that phone to the teacher. They may be kind enough to give it back, or they may be following the set procedure that will be talked later on in the senior high section of the handbook on what we're going to do. Misuse of electronic devices includes, um, and you can read these, but some new wording this year: using the device to take photographs in areas where general expectation of personal privacy exists, includes but not limited to locker rooms and bathrooms. So make sure you're not using those inappropriately. this this section is actually new wording this year. I found it interesting. Says that a parent shall obtain approval for the student's building principal before operating a student tracking. So I guess if your parents are tracking you, then any kind of recording capabilities or something like that, then that must be the school must be notified of that. But if your parents aren't tracking you, maybe they're not doing the right thing. That's a joke, by the way. School issued devices and personal devices follow under the search, seizure, and interrogations as well. So, students who use school issued computers for non school purposes, and you break the computer use agreement, then you can you can be punished for that. You're forbidden from using school issued cell phones while driving any vehicle at any time. Violation may result in disciplinary action up to and including expulsion. We want everyone to be safe, and if you are too busy talking or texting on your way in or out of the parking lot to notice somebody before you run them over, that's going to be a bad deal. So keep your cell phones put away while you're driving. Video surveillance. Students understand we have cameras everywhere here in the hallways, in all the buildings, and we will use those cameras to verify situations when they happen. So just understand that everywhere on here on campus has video surveillance that Officer Talbert and myself will be using to make sure that this campus is safe. Promotion and retention for students. Eighth grade students, you're a little bit different. You must pass a certain amount of classes in order to be promoted. If you fail 2 classes, then there'll be a discussion on whether or not you go to the ninth grade or not. If you fail 3 classes, core classes, it's automatic retention. Thankfully, this past year, there were no 8th grade students that fell into that category, so everyone moved on. Senior high or ninth grade through 12th grade, your credits, gaining credits per class. So you can fail 1 class without it making you fail. There's no failing of grades unless you just do not have enough credits to move to the next grade. Parent-teacher communication. Teachers and your parents, hopefully they'll have the communication throughout the year on matters that are important concerning your education. Talks about extracurricular activities, AAA requirements, athletes. You'll want to look at that. Mr. Bowen will also have a athletic handbook with this information as well. Athletes understand that you must have certain grade point averages and meet certain requirements in order to be able to participate in athletics, and this also includes band as well. So um, if you want to take part in these offerings by the school, make sure you hold up your end and you're eligible to do those. These are some new forms that um, we had to put in lots of red stuff this year, but now something independent studies and internships. Miss Edelman will be in charge of our internship program again. Students this year, there's been a change with the state that says there's not the seat time requirement that we used to have to abide by. So there's going to be a little bit more freedom to getting you in school to get what you need, and then getting you out of school in order for you to go to work or to go to colleges and take credit type situation. So students, the counselors will work on this with you, and this will be for the upper level students. But there's going to be the opportunity that you may not have to stay the whole day. There's going to be the opportunity that you may not have to come first thing in the morning. Main thing is we're going to find the way to get your 24 appropriate credits. And remember, that is the number that we're looking for, is 24 of the appropriate credits in order for you to graduate. So Miss Little and Miss Tubbs and then Miss Edelman as well will be working with students to be able to get the internship programs and independent study type things taken care of. Again, that's something that is a privilege if you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Once you go to the internship sites, if you are fired for any kind of reason, then we can take you out of that and place you back here learning in the classroom. Substance abuse screening. Understand that if you take part in any extracurricular activity, any kind of athletics, band, choir, you're in any clubs, if you drive to school, and that's a big one that catches a lot of students. If you drive to school, then you are subject to our random drug screening procedures. This gives the method and the procedure for what's going to happen. If you refuse to do the drug test, that will constitute as a positive screen. These are the consequences for the first violation. After a confirmation of a positive drug screen, student will be placed on confidential probation for 30 days. Understand that myself, Mr. Graham, Officer Talbert, and your parents are going to be the only ones that know this is taking effect. Your teachers are not going to be told that you failed a drug test. Your coaches or your sponsors, they are going to be told that you are on a 30-day probation for a situation. They're not going to be told that you failed a drug test or what you failed it for necessarily. But they will have an idea, because this is the only situation for school imposed 30 days probations. After the drug screen, that student may be given more drug screens for the remainder of the school year. That's at our discretion. Second violation, now you're going to have your privileges revoked for 1 year. So that means no clubs, no sports, no driving for 1 year from that second positive drug screening. Third violation is going to be a permanent expulsion. So you'll no longer be able to play sports. You'll no longer be able to drive. So if you continue to fail these drug tests, that is something that we will have to enforce. Positive test results will not be provided to police or any other law enforcement agency. So this is school punishment or consequence only. If you fail a test, like I said, it's going to be myself, Mr. Graham, Officer Talbert, and your parents that understand or know that